Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast.
It is fantastic to have you with us again today.
We have a really practical deep dive planned for you. We're going to get into the real natural English you need to talk about. A huge topic.
A huge one. We're talking about artificial intelligence and its impact on, well, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our goal is to give you the vocabulary and confidence to move beyond the basics and really sound natural when you're discussing modern technology and AI.
Right. And before we jump in, if you enjoy learning with us in this, more relaxed style, please do take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So we've gathered a ton of information about AI, everything from the absolute basics to some pretty wild philosophical ideas about its future.
There's a lot to unpack.
There is. So we need to set the scene. When we talk about AI, what are we actually talking about? How do the sources define it at its core?
That is the perfect place to start. Because at its simplest, AI is about programming computers or systems to do things that usually require human intelligence.
Okay, so things like reasoning, learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reasoning, learning, decision-making. But here's the tricky part. Researchers often call AI a moving target.
A moving target. That's a great phrase. What does that tell us?
It's perfect for conversation. It means the definition itself keeps changing. As soon as a machine masters something we thought was uniquely human, like, say, beating the world champion at chess.
We just raise the bar. We say, okay, well, that's not real intelligence.
You got it. The goalposts are always shifting.
Which makes it hard to talk about. Now, a lot of people feel like AI just appeared out of nowhere with tools like ChatGPT. But it's not really a new invention, is it?
Not at all. And the sources are really clear on this. The groundwork for AI started way back in the 1950s.
Wow, that far back.
Yeah. So what we're seeing now isn't the birth of AI. It's what the experts are calling an inflection point.
An inflection point. Okay, if I wanted to use that in a conversation, how would I explain it?
Just think of it as a major turning point. A moment where the direction of something just fundamentally changes.
So all these separate bits of research and technology?
All these disparate developments in computing, they suddenly came together. And a huge part of that was because of big improvements in natural language processing, or NLP.
Which made it user-friendly?
It made it ready for mass consumption. That's the inflection point.
That distinction feels really important. I mean, we've lived through other huge tech shifts, the personal computer, the internet, even the calculator. But what makes AI so different?
And that is the essential question, isn't it? Because while the internet, say, enhanced what we could already do, AI has this totally different potential.
Which is
the ability to learn by itself.
Okay.
It can find patterns and create things that even the engineers who build it couldn't have anticipated. It's literally creating new realities.
The idea that it can teach itself and evolve on its own, that's definitely what feels so revolutionary. So let's get a few basic technical terms down, a toolkit for the conversation.
Absolutely. There are three you'll hear all the time. First, we have artificial intelligence, or AI, which we've just defined. Machines mimicking human intelligence.
Right.
Second is algorithm. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just a set of instructions a computer follows.
Like how YouTube knows what video I want to watch next.
That's a perfect example. That's an algorithm at work. And third, and this is the big one, is machine learning.
That's the engine driving all this.
It is. It's the process where the computer learns directly from data and just gets better and better without a human having to go in and code every single improvement.
It gets smarter as it goes.
The more it consumes, the smarter it gets.
Okay, so we've got the concepts. Now, how do we talk about this in just everyday life?
Yeah.
Because AI is everywhere. It's on our phones, our watches.
Exactly. You're using it all day. When you check your messages, track your steps, monitor your sleep.
Or use a smart assistant to set a timer.
All of that. Even when you use a tool to help you write an email faster. That's AI.
So if I'm just making small talk about this, what are some quick positive phrases I can use?
Oh, keep it really simple. You can just say, AI helps me save time. Or maybe AI makes my work so much easier.
And if I want to sound a little more sophisticated,
you could say, technology is evolving so fast. Or a really good one is, AI is cutting-edge technology.
Cutting edge. I like that. It means it's the newest, most advanced stuff out there.
It does. But, not everyone loves AI. So how do you talk about the other side? How do you sound more balanced or even a little skeptical?
Right.
Well, a great structure is, on one hand, but on the other hand, format.
It shows you see both sides.
It shows nuance. So,
Yeah.
for example, on one hand, AI saves time on research.
But on the other hand, it might reduce our creativity.
Perfect. Or, more simply, you can just say, AI is amazing, but it also feels a little scary. That works perfectly.
And I noticed the sources said for small talk, it's better to keep it simple and relatable.
Yes, definitely. So instead of talking about natural language processing, you just say, I use translation apps to learn new words.
You connect it to a real-life experience.
Exactly. And, of course, technology isn't perfect. We all need the language for when things go wrong.
Which they always do.
Always. You just say, my computer crashed, or my phone stopped responding. Everyone understands that.
Okay, let's pivot a bit. Let's look at the medium-term impact, say 1 to 5 years out, specifically on education. It feels like teaching is about to change in a big way.
The consensus in the sources is really strong on this. AI won't eliminate teachers, but it will absolutely transform the role.
How so?
The new focus, the new critical skill for a teacher is curation.
Curation, I hear that word everywhere now. What does that mean for a teacher?
Well, it happens on 2 levels. First is the curation of the subject matter. So an AI can generate 1 million vocabulary exercises for learning English.
Right, an infinite amount.
But the human teacher's job is to curate that, to decide which 500 words are the most important building blocks. They have to filter the ocean of information the AI gives you.
They become the expert editor, the one who decides what's actually important.
Exactly. And the second level is the curation of the experience.
The human touch.
The human touch. The AI can see where a student is struggling, but only the teacher can create that personalized, motivating environment for them to actually improve. They manage the emotions. The AI can't do that.
It seems like the goal of learning itself is changing then. If something like ChatGPT can write a perfectly accurate, well-structured essay in 5 seconds.
Why bother learning to do it yourself?
Yeah, why?
And that's the core of the argument. The challenge is shifting away from achieving accuracy.
Because the machine can handle accuracy.
The machine's got that covered.
Yeah.
The new human focus is on achieving effectiveness.
What's the difference?
Effectiveness is about creating something that's persuasive, that's interesting, that has
Well, it has soul.
soul. The sources mentioned a fascinating trial where an AI wrote a sermon. It was factually correct, perfectly structured, but had no soul. It couldn't inspire anyone. That's the human part.
So what are the irreplaceable roles of a human teacher then?
Well, beyond curation, it's motivation. Creating that social dynamic in a classroom. Learning is social. And most critically, it's that personal connection. Just knowing there's someone who actually cares if you succeed or fail.
That's huge.
And teachers also have a new job. Teaching students how to make judicious use of these tools.
Judicious use? That sounds a little formal. What does it mean here?
It just means using the tool wisely, with good judgment. It's about teaching AI literacy.
Just like we had to learn internet literacy, how to spot a fake source, how to cite things properly.
It's the exact same challenge. We
Well-
have to teach students when to use the tool, but also when to rely on their own minds. That requires a human guide.
Which brings us to the ethics of all this, the really advanced and sometimes controversial side of AI development.
Right. And for this, you need a bit more specific vocabulary to understand the news.
Let's start with the input, how we talk to the AI.
Okay, so the instructions you give an AI are called a prompt. That's the noun. But in conversation, you'd almost always just say, I asked the AI to, not I prompted the AI.
Keep it natural.
Always. Then you have the system itself, the LLM, or large language model. That's just a term for the massive program trained on all that language data.
And this is where the controversy comes in, that training data.
This is a big one. You'll hear terms like content scraping or even stolen source material.
What does that mean?
It refers to how some AI companies used automated bots to just scrape up huge amounts of copyrighted material from the web. Text, images, art.
Without permission or payment.
Exactly. To use it to train their services. And that's now the subject of a lot of lawsuits.
Okay, so that's the input. What about the output? And the term they use when the output is just wrong?
Ah, yes. Hallucination. This is a word you absolutely need to know.
It's such a strange word to use for a machine.
It is, but it's very specific. A hallucination is when the AI confidently states something that is completely factually wrong. It just makes something up.
Why that word? Is it because it's like the AI is dreaming?
It's sort of like that. The model is built to predict the next most likely word. It's not built to know the truth. And sometimes that predictive path leads to an answer that sounds perfect grammatically, but is total fiction.
So if a news report says an AI hallucinated a legal case.
It means it literally invented a court case that never happened.
Wow, okay, that is a fundamental problem, which leads to the most provocative idea I saw in the specs. This idea of moving beyond thinking of AI as just a tool.
This is where it gets really philosophical. The argument is that calling AI a tool just doesn't capture what it is. It's too dynamic, too ambiguous.
So what's a better analogy?
They suggest we should think of it more like a new digital species or a digital companion.
A digital species, that's
Sure.
a powerful idea, but it's also kind of alarming. It implies we don't have full control.
And maybe that's the point of the analogy. It forces us to take the interaction more seriously. When you see it as a partner or a species, you have to acknowledge its capacity for memory, personality, even planning, things a hammer can't do.
And the sources outline some incredible future capabilities. They talked about IQ, EQ, and AQ.
Yes. The prediction is for personal AIs that will be, infinitely knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So they'll have a super high IQ. But critically, they'll also have a high EQ, an emotional quotient.
So they'll be empathetic, kind.
Empathetic, supportive, a true companion. But the real game changer is the AQ.
Actions quotient.
Right. The ability to move beyond just talking and to actually get things done in the real world. Booking flights, coordinating projects, executing complex plans. That's what will integrate AI into everything.
So if we circle back to the beginning, this idea of us building a new digital species means we have a really unique opportunity right now, doesn't it?
We absolutely do. The sources emphasize that AI is really just a reflection of us. It's distilled from everything humanity has ever written or created.
So we're looking in a mirror in a way.
We are. And we have a chance to design its core principles, to reflect our best traits into this infinite inventor. Our empathy, our curiosity, our kindness, that's the ultimate challenge and the ultimate opportunity.
All right. That brings us to the end of today's conversation on artificial intelligence and the language to discuss it. We really hope you picked up some useful new phrases.
Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. It's just to communicate. Try to pick maybe 3 new words or phrases from our chat today.
Maybe inflection point, curation, or hallucination.
Yeah, and just try to use them this week. Practice really does make progress.
And now for our favorite part, the question of the day. Based on our conversation, we'd love to know, what is the most cutting-edge piece of AI technology you rely on in your daily life right now, and how does it make your work easier?
Let us know your answer in the comment section below. It's such a great way to practice your writing, and honestly, we just love reading your answers.
And finally, if this was helpful for you, please give it a huge thumbs up and maybe share it with a friend who's also learning English. It makes a real difference.
Thanks so much for listening. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.